Hey, alright people, back again. Yeah, I hadn't done a video in a while. I just, with Fear and The Walking Dead both on breaks, there's just nothing to talk about really. And, you know, comic book spoilers are one thing, but I don't like knowing outright spoilers. You know, I've caught wind of a few speculative spoilers this year. I'm going to do a video actually on one of those and post it. I've been wanting to, I just haven't done it yet. But this one I'm going to do on the Season 7 Comic-Con official AMC Walking Dead trailer. Oh yeah. I'll tell you, when they showed Ezekiel and Shiva at the end, I got a fucking chill. It was awesome. I'm so excited for Season 7. I'm telling you, this is going to be the best fucking season ever. Okay, so I'm not going to break down the whole trailer because I've watched, you know, a lot of other YouTubers and their official breakdowns and everything, and they've done a great job with it. And I don't really want to beat a horse, you know. I want to talk about stuff that I find that's original, you know. So I do want to talk about so comic book spoiler warnings, because I think I'm going to talk about how I think they're going to, from what I saw in the trailer, how they're going in the comic books, or if they're going to stick with the comic books or not. God damn it, I can't spit this shit out right now. I'm too excited. Alright, so we see Dwight looking up. I think that's going to end up being a skit from the comic where Jesus is following Dwight. And it's going to be a great episode if I'm right. Dwight's going to be followed by Jesus, because in secret, Jesus and Rick are going to come to an understanding that they need to learn all they can about the Saviors, where they live, how many there are, you know, everything about them. And I think that when you see Dwight looking up, I think that's what that's going to be. Jesus is following him, and he ends up getting attacked by some walkers, and he ends up kicking one or two of them off the bridge, and Dwight turns around, but then he doesn't see anything. Dwight ducks down, and he inevitably leaves, and then as they get closer to the sanctuary, Jesus is actually spotted and captured by saviors, Dwight and other saviors. And then he actually escapes, and the people that capture him decide not to say anything to Negan because, well, they don't want to appear to be incompetent. You know, hey, we captured Dwight, way to go, and then he escapes. So, probably not a very good thing to have to go and say, hey, we captured this guy from Alexandria, or actually from the hilltop. But if they follow the story, he should move to Alexandria, I believe. But I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. So they decide not to say anything because they don't want to be incompetent. I always hear Spencer say we should have made a deal and we had a chance. Now, I remember, this is what I keep thinking, because there's a specific thing that happens to Spencer. It's either in March to War or what comes after, between him and Negan. I don't want to spoil too much, because this is going to be an awesome scene if they do it. I just have this feeling, because of the tendency to not give people their comic book death, that this is going to happen to someone else. Maybe Cal from the Kingdom, because he has a moment too where it's hard to trust him, or Jesus suspects him of doing something. I believe that's in March to War, so possibly maybe they just speed that part up and have it be a character from the hilltop that portrays, you know, what happens. But then again, it could very well be Spencer. It's just they have a tendency not to give people their comic book death. I mean, I can't remember anyone getting their comic book death. So if you guys can think of one person, then let me know, because I can't. I'm not remembering. So what else was there? Spencer talked about Jesus. Heath and Tara, I don't think they're going to kill either of them off right now. I think they're going to give Tara Hawley's comic book story a little bit later on, and I think Heath I don't think they're going to kill him right now because, well, they're about to go into March to War, and All Out War, and All Out War Part 2, and to be honest, they're going to need all the people they can to kill in the All Out War story, so I think there's going to be one death coming into March to War and everything, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to be Heath. But he may die in All Out War in the back half of Season 7 or even Season 8. I know he's starring, he's got another lead role in something, but that, you know, if they just do him and Tara in their one episode, right, he's not a predominant character. Realistically, he could be out until episode 10 and nobody would even miss Heath, you know, and then have him come back, you know, maybe as they start the war, and then have him die in the finale, and he's really only in 3 episodes this season. He could do that. Then we move on to Carol. I think Carol and Morgan are going to hook up. I thought it was going to be Ezekiel and Carol, but I think it's going to be Carol and Morgan. They're going to mend their bridges and they're going to hook it up, and then Morgan's going to fucking die in All Out War, 1 or 2, whatever, and then Carol's going to pull Michonne's disappearing act. That's what I think is going to happen. Unless possibly maybe she hooks up with Ezekiel, and then, that's what my original prediction was, and then Ezekiel dies in All Out War, and she decides to fucking bounce from that. But it just kind of seems to me that they're trying to give her a relationship with someone, and I think it's likely going to be at the Kingdom. Because she left Alexandria, she didn't, you know, and she may very well go back. So, I mean, hey, this is the fun thing about this show is just the predictions, and love it that much, you know. So that's where I'm at here on this trailer. I really enjoyed it. There was a bunch of other stuff, but I've heard a lot of other people talking already, so no point in beating a dead horse, you know, with the same stick. Anyways, that's where I'm at. Like it, share, and subscribe. I'm going to do another video to follow this one on why I think Glenn could still be alive. Because I've caught wind of that spoiler that potentially Abraham and Glenn both died. So not doubting that a bit, but I think there's one way that they could get, rid of Glenn for a while, not have to have him on set, but still keep him alive. So check that video out. Like, share, and subscribe. Till my next video. Hasta la pasta.